It's been a really, really tough recession.
I had a good job. Everything was going fine. I just didn't bank on the cuts.
I just couldn't live in my home anymore. I had nowhere to go, so I lived in the car for 7 weeks.
I never thought I'd be in this position.
I just never, ever expected it would happen to me.
My name's Claire, I live in North Yorkshire and I'm a single parent to my 10-year-old son Jacob, and I work 16 hours a week in my part-time job. Fortunately, I'm eligible for housing benefit, which helps me a long way towards paying my rent, and I also get money from tax credits which top up my wages so that I have a livable wage too. Without this support, I've no idea how I would actually survive. Without begging family and friends for money to pay things like the rent. I think sometimes some people who haven't met somebody in my situation possibly do have this idea about what kind of person receives benefits, and they have this this notion that they're scroungers or something like that, and it's not true and it's not very nice, because anybody can find themselves on hard times, and anyone who does should be open to the idea of receiving benefits to help them get along in life. And there should be no shame in asking for help if it's needed, because it's best for the children as well. I might have been guilty of thinking that if you're a single parent on benefits, then it's just not a good image, because people do look down on you sometimes. So when I first realised I was going to be a single parent, I started my Open University course, and in a week's time I have completed my degree. I'll be able to give something back. You know, it'll bring me out of the situation that I am in now, which is just temporary, and put me into a better financial situation for life. You've got to water them underneath the leaves, because, do you know why?
Doesn't it like make them really warm or something?
Yeah, acts like a magnifying glass, the droplets. You'll scorch the leaves, so you've got to get right down. Because I live in a flat that doesn't have any garden outside, I really like being outside, and I wanted to get Jacob outside, so I thought it was a good way of having a place to go that was somewhere we could get some fresh air and spend some time together. So I got my allotment about 3 years ago, and it's been going really well since then. I feel like if you're going to take something from the state, like if you're going to take some benefits, then I do feel like it's important that you're grateful for that, and you show it by giving something back, by just, you know, I would personally feel a little bit guilty if I wasn't doing anything to help, and that's why I've studied whilst I've been receiving housing benefit, because I feel like I want to use it to help put me into a better place, so that in the future I won't need it anymore, and I'll be able to give something back and be the person that pays the taxes to help other people who are in my situation. I do know some people who have expressed it to me that they're a little bit nervous about asking for benefits or looking into receiving benefits, because they didn't feel like they probably fit into this social idea of the person who's on benefits, who that person is, and they don't feel like that's them. But I mean, I've met a couple of people who are really struggling financially, and yet we're unaware that they can have some help from the government, and there's no shame in asking for it. It's not good for them or their children to suffer unnecessarily when they can get some help. And these are working people as well, who work really hard and are trying, you know, just to get on and get by.